All right, let's talk about Tropical Storm Idalia this morning. Still tropical storm, but that won't be much longer. It will be a hurricane before we know it. In fact, I'm going to get over some really, really hot water and become a major storm. That's the latest track there. Laura and I kind of chit-chatting a bit. One of the hot terms, I think, in meteorology, and a thing you may hear a lot about is something called the dirty side of a storm. The east side, or what would be the right side if you're looking from overhead. And frankly, I think that's going to be the greatest impacts for most of us along the first coast. I don't know if you agree or not. But.
Right, and there will be some wiggle, obviously, in the track as we head into the next 48 hours and as it's approaching landfall. But right now, our track forecasting is highly confident. It's the intensity forecast that's a little tricky right now.
Sure. And when you talk about whether it's a Category 3, which we see major, and that's major level storm, of course, or Category 2, whether or not the impacts here for the first coast are going to be awfully consistent. I think with the idea we could have some isolated tornadoes, widespread power outages, and even bridges potentially shut down.
Yeah, and I know I even hate to say it out loud because, of course, you know, people worry, but we have to all plan, right?
Absolutely, got to plan for Wednesday. Wednesday, we got to plan. You need to plan. So just the idea that Wednesday is going to be extraordinarily busy, and we all need to stay safe for it.
Yeah, and I would say now is the time to take the prep. So let's go ahead and look at this cone up close here on the green screen. I'll walk on over to my weather center where, again, the 5 a.m. update showing a couple changes. Hurricane Hunter data overnight helping us find out that we have an intensifying cyclone. It's now at 65 miles per hour, so a decent tropical storm. And then once it gets to 74, it ups to hurricane status. So that could happen today or overnight into our Tuesday. Hurricane hunters are actually en route to investigate again today, and I would say they're going to continue to see fixes in and out of the storm throughout the length of this storm by the time we're even watching it make landfall. It is now also on the move toward the north at 7 miles an hour, so approaching about 125 miles south, I'd say, of the western tip of Cuba. It'll move into the Gulf of Mexico, really not being impacted by land all that much, getting into those bathwater temperatures with relatively low shear. Those two impacts, or those two variables, will actually help to see this system intensify significantly. Landfall will likely be around sunrise sometime on Wednesday near that Steinhatchee area, Alligator Bay, Alligator Point, Appalachie Bay, down towards Cedar Key. And of course there's a cone for the reason, right? It's the uncertainty in where the center is going to actually travel. But at this point, I would say we can anticipate to be on the right side of this system and see those heavy bouts of rain as well as some pretty gusty conditions. Now, areas inland, you are in that hurricane watch. Today, again, take the time to make those preps. If you have any loose items, if you have patio furniture, you want to make sure you're cleaning up around your property so you don't have those loose flying objects, which truly act as missiles when we see some really strong winds. Now, the gusts that we'll be talking about will be about 75 plus as far as the hurricane force gusts in that hurricane watch. We'll watch the heavy bands of rain begin to increase across South Florida by Tuesday afternoon, and by Tuesday night, some of those weakening lines could move into our area, but really by Wednesday first thing in the morning, that's when our conditions deteriorate more so, with the eye wall beginning to make landfall and that heavy round of rain really becoming more frequent, those bands becoming more frequent and heavier and stronger as we move throughout the day on Wednesday. There are those gusts in red near 40, so the purple is stronger than that, and we could likely see that spread over the area through the day Wednesday, clearing out as we head into Wednesday at late afternoon and into the evening. Rain chances today, they're more isolated, but I would still expect a few pop-ups. And actually this morning, if you're driving along A1A, you might have already noticed a couple of those downpours. Nocatee, Durbin, seeing some showers in the area as well. That's thanks to that onshore flow, but the rip current risk, the rough season surf today are from Franklin. The rest of the week, we will be dealing with Idalia again.